Hello and welcome! This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more of the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. I'm coming back into the game, so the autosave might have loaded a little bit further back than where I left off in the last video, but I think we're roughly about where we were. I had just defeated the Minotaur, and it looks like we're getting the flavor text for that. Yeah, getting the gold pieces, which I know I did. And we're getting the crystal. Alright, I think this is where I left off. So with nothing else of importance in the room, you decide to leave. Exits lead east and west. So we'll go ahead and go west. Oh good, more of this. The pathway enters a small room and continues at the far side through a large archway. As you walk into the room, there is a sudden tremor from either side of you. Four large ghostly white hands loom out of the darkness. You are in danger of being trapped by ghostly hands. Well, I really don't want to fight these guys again, but from what I remember, if you try and run through them, there's a chance they just hit you. So, I guess that's a chance we're going to take here. We're going to run through the archway. You run as fast as you can, but the ghostly hands are faster than you are. One of them grips your corporeal form, and your whole body feels icy cold as it begins to squeeze you. We just lost 5 stamina. We only have 2 stamina, and I don't know, I might have to fight them too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fight them too, so I don't feel like I have any choice here other than to eat at least 1 provision, because I really do not want to go back to where my last save state is, because that's quite a ways back. That would be before I did any of this, and I have to redo it all. And when you die in the maze, everything is reset. Everything. So you really don't want to die in the maze if you can avoid it. Alright, let's go ahead and fight the ghostly hands. You struggle to free yourself from the ghostly grip, but finally manage to shake the spiritual form from your body. The hands continue to press around you, and you realize that the only way forward is to fight. Now, we haven't fared pretty well against these guys, because they, combination-wise, what kind of attacks they do, I think they all queued an attack. The only one I'm not for sure on is this one, so I'm just going to do a normal attack here. Okay. Now I have to watch. I think they all queued an attack again. Except for maybe this one. And I have to play super careful here, so I'm just going to go ahead, do an attack queue here. Okay, now I'm fairly certain they all queued a move. And if they all move, then that means I may stand a good chance of hitting them with an attack here. Now these two, if they both move, they'll just shove each other and neither of them will move. So probably should concentrate on these guys over here. So let's do a hammer smite and try and hit both of them. Okay, I guess I was wrong. Alright, now I am in a lot of trouble because I'm in that situation where there's literally nowhere I can move that I won't get hit in. And if all of these guys have queued an attack against me, I will get hit 3 times and I will die. If I move and I guess wrong, then it's impossible that I'll get hit twice if I guess wrong enough. Like, for instance, if I guess here, I don't know if this guy could attack through the other guy. I'm going to assume no. But if I guess wrong and this guy's attacking forward, then I get hit. If I come over here and this guy queued an attack here, then I'm going to get hit. If I go here and this guy queued a forward attack, I'm going to get hit. If I go here and this guy queued a forward attack, I'm going to get hit. So pretty much, I'm going to get hit no matter where I move. So the objective here is to try and mitigate risk. So I'm going to move forward because, yeah, here. I'm hoping that... Okay, we got away with it. Alright, both of these guys queued an attack. I honestly don't know what to do here. I think I'm not going to live through this. I could do the rebuke, which wouldn't actually kill either of these guys, hoping to lower their damage, although I don't know if it would affect them this turn. Alternatively, I could move here, and again, hope that the attack is coming straight ahead where I am, but I never had that guarantee. I think I'm going to go ahead and do... Let me get my guy facing the right way. I'm just going to do the rebuke. I think this is the best move. Okay, I was lucky there. Now I think I'm pretty much good. I'm missing who's queuing to move and who's not. I could attack here and pretty much guarantee that this guy's going to die. Because I think he queued a move. Alright. That helps tremendously. So if I move here, I cannot be hit. Also, if I move here, I cannot be hit. I think that's a safer move, because I don't want to get backed into a wall or a corner. Alright, moving here should be safe. Okay, this one's going to move. So if I attack straight forward, I should be good. Okay, it's queuing a move again. Problem is, same kind of problem I had before. Literally, there's nowhere I can move to avoid an attack, so I have to face this straight on. And hopefully roll better. There we go. Okay, they both queued an attack. I'm going to have to play it safe, so I'm just going to attack forward. Alright, I kind of assumed they'd do that. Now we're going to do the hammer smite here, because I'm pretty certain they're all going to move forward. Alright, I should be safe. I'm going to move here. I want to guarantee you being safe. Alright, they can't hit me, so I'm just going to attack, stay where I am. Alright, it's going to move. So we're going to hit it with the rebuke, so it lowers its damage. Okay, it queued an attack. In this instance, the only safe spot is here. Okay, it queued as an attack. I'm just going to attack forward, that way we don't... Okay, it's going to move. We're going to do hammer smite. This is over damage, but at least it prevents me from getting hit. Alright, so we made it through. I would have preferred not to have gotten hit by the hands. It was just a pretty much, I guess, a 50-50 chance on whether that would happen, because I've seen instances where you can run through and they don't hit you. So it's not necessarily that that was the wrong choice, it just happened to be the wrong choice this time around. Alright, we defeated the ghostly hands. The small room is now eerily silent. You decide the best course of action is to push onwards through this strange place. Exits lead east and west. We're going to go west. Alright. I can't really zoom out on the map, but I'm fairly certain I've been everywhere down to the south that I can possibly go. And I never acquired the item that I need to make the cage lower, so I have to go north. Alright, now we have two choices, north or east. We're going to continue north. Alright, now there's no choice other than to go east. Go east. Okay, dead end. Go west. So again, there's not many other places I can go. But I'm really far into the maze, and it would be really a shame if I died at this point, because it would mean I'd have to redo all of this. Alright, one more. One more. Alright, so now we have two choices. I'm going to go north. And another dead end. Alright. This is the most I think I've ever been in this maze. Like, my last playthrough was over really quickly. As you walk into the small room, you can hear crying. On the floor in front of you, you see a large shape which looks like an ogre lying on its back. It is either sleeping or dead. Laying across the top of the ogre with their back to you is someone or something dressed in orcish armor. The sobbing and wailing appears to be coming from them. Ask what the problem is. You ask what the problem is and whether you can help. The figure turns around and you can see that it is a young orc, his eyes red and puffy, tears rolling down his cheeks. She is gone, completely dead. I told them orcs she was not well enough to enter this stinking maze. They pushed her too far this time, he says, through muffled sobs. You suddenly feel sorry these wretched creatures obviously... you suddenly feel sorry these wretched creatures. I have a feeling there should be a for these wretched creatures. Again, there seems to be some grammar and typo issues with this game in its current condition. Obviously, the ogre meant something to this orc. Give the orc a gold donation. We should have plenty of gold. Yeah, this is one of my more gold-rich playthroughs. So give the orc a gold donation. Your sudden compassion compels you to throw a coin in the direction of the orc. He catches the shiny prize and chokes back a few tears. That's very generous of you, he mumbles. For your kindness, I will give you some knowledge that I know. He stands up, wiping away the tears. I suppose you are here for the master's treasure. I hear a key for that is found in the scary dead place. A nasty dead wit creature stole it from us once. Oh, and you might be needing this. I already got the wit key. Thank you. Eric throws a strange metal object. It looks like this is the handle that can be inserted into the box under the goblin cage. Alright, so we need to go back. I am not going to continue searching the maze as I'm so close to dying and I have everything I need. You thank the orc for his useful knowledge and decide to leave the room. You see the paths leading south, north, and west. So we're just going to go west to go back. And then we're going to make our way back to the cage, which was close to the entrance. Which, that's funny, in my last two playthroughs, it was right next to the entrance of the maze, which is not guaranteed. And I think in my Godspeed Iran playthrough, it was like I went through like 2 or 3 rooms and I immediately got the crystals. Alright, let's go ahead and do the winch here. Turning the winch, you can hear some kind of clunking mechanical noise coming from somewhere beneath your feet. The cage begins to drop down in a jerking motion, which makes the goblin jump up to its feet and grip the bars. Crikey! You was doing it! Of all the times, you had to be on my shift, didn't it? The goblin shouts anxiously. Within a few minutes, the cage sluds down onto the floor, and the sound echoes around the room. The goblin jumps out of the cage, gripping a crystal shard in one hand and a short sword in the other. Let's fight the goblin. I'm hoping we'll be able to manage this okay. Now, this goblin is pretty tough compared to other goblins. Okay. There was a little bit of a tick there. I don't know if that was an attack or not. Because I can't tell, I'm just going to do a normal attack here. Alright, now this guy's tricky, so I'm going to have to kind of stay back from him. Alright, he queued an attack. I can't be sure what that's going to be, so I'm going to queue an attack. Alright, he's probably going to move here. I don't like what could happen here, so I'm just going to stay where I am. He's probably going to do his attack and dodge thing again. So I'm just going to move around the cage here. See what we can do. And he's more likely going to do his attack dodge move. So we're just going to move out of the way of any attack he could possibly do. Move here. Again, he's probably going to do the same thing. I see this is kind of the problem with this fight. It's pretty much impossible to get really close to him. Because he always does the I'm going to attack and then dodge thing. Except this time he dodged into it. Or he's probably going to attack dodge again. I do not want to get hit, so I am moving. Alright, we'll just go off on that off chance that he does that particular attack that gets him close to me. Okay. So again, we're going to make an assumption here. Alright, I had no way of knowing what kind of attack, where he was going to end up. Let's just do a straight attack in front. Okay, I think he's going to move to me, so let's just do our full-on attack here. Alright, now unfortunately, I have no idea where he's going to attack, so I just have to clash with him. Alright. I probably should have done the hammer sweep, actually, now that I think about it. Let's do the rebuke, because we'll more than likely hit him this time. There we go. I kind of got a little lucky there. You defeated the goblin. Reach down and grab the crystal shard from the hand of the goblin. It is smeared in green blood. The goblin's eyes slowly open. I did a good job, huh? and he closes them for a final time and breathes its last. Check around the room, but there's nothing else of interest in or around the cage. With your prize, you decide to leave. Exits lead in all directions. We're going to go west. And we'll go to the plinth. The small crystal plinth sparkles with an ethereal quality. It looks as though it holds 3 crystal rods inserted into circular slots, with one of these holes already filled. Do you have the other 2? Yes, insert them immediately. You slot the 2 crystals into the plinth. As they slide in, they emit a high-pitched sound, which almost sounds like the singing of one long, joyful note. Immediately, the strange crystalline structures that surround you also emit this note, and the archway begins to shake. You feel a strange throbbing in your skull, but something compels you to walk through. With a deep breath, you follow the steps and climb upwards. Soon enough, you reach the top of the stairs and find a solid oak door. It seems heavy and secure, yet to your surprise, this door is unlocked. Blair, you have done well to bring Landov Lowan this far. As such, I shall reward you. If you perish in the second level of the maze, you shall return here, and here is another gift. 10 stamina. Carrying the handle, you give the heavy door a push and proceed to the next level of the maze. You enter a large square room. In the center of the room is a gray-haired old man sitting at a desk. His desk is covered in paper and parchments of various sorts, and he holds a long quill pen. He is surrounded by books, thousands of them lining the shelves around the walls, from floor to ceiling, and you also notice a large wooden door on the far wall. As you enter, the old man looks up at you. Who are you? The old man continues to glare at you. Well, speak up, cat people got your tongue? And we know to be rude to the guy. Demand that he answer your questions about the strange place. He shrieks and hides behind his desk. He is terrified of your aggressive manner. His squeaky little voice explains that he is the maze master in the charge of the maze of Zagor. You talk to him and reassure him that you mean no harm, and he eventually comes out from behind the desk. He sits down, and as his confidence returns, a strange thing happens. His manner becomes firm, self-assured. He refers to a book, points his finger, and the book slips from a shelf and floats onto the desk in front of him. You deduce that he is a wizard of some power. Isn't shelf spelled with an H? S-H-E-L-F? Okay, whatever. You ask him the way out of the maze. The ending to your story is still to be decided, adventurer. There are many choices ahead, he says. Thus, you must find the one scroll known as the 400 and bring it to me. Only then is your fate decided. Suddenly, the door opens. Just as you are about to enter, he runs over to you and hands you a human skull with a large red dot. Then that looks like blood. In the center of the forehead, you look at him quizzically. Trust me, you'll need this, he says, and he beckons you to enter the doorway. Alright. So really what we want to do is we want to find the Fool. Anything else is not really going to be useful. I'm going to go east. No, I'm not. Corner abruptly ends, and you find yourself facing a large wooden door carved in the face of a vicious-looking demon. It has 3 large red dots painted in blood on the surface. So I'm just going to leave, because I've been through this maze a couple times already. You decided to keep wandering in the mysterious passageways. The only exit leads west. So pretty much what happens is you need to have a skull that has an appropriate number of dots on it. We have a skull with 1 dot, so obviously that doesn't work on the door with 2 dots. There's 2 ways to get through this maze. One way is to find all the doors and use the skulls on the doors in succession. The door that we need to get through has 5 dots on it. It takes you getting through 5 other doors before you get that skull so that you can open the door. As a matter of fact, you can see in the room there's a skull on the table. So that's one way. The other way is finding the Fool. The Fool gives you a way of just getting through this pretty much automatically. So we have 4 large red dots. Mostly the description is going to be the same. Alright. Now, the Fool usually says he's in the heart of the maze, but I don't know if that's just randomly generated or not. But I'm going to try and go in a direction that I feel like is the middle of the maze. So here we have 1 large red dot. So I'm going to go ahead and use our skull just to do it. Another way you can get through the doors are the Bull Amulet, which I had when I did my Ren Godspeed playthrough. But the problem when you use the bull amulet is oftentimes you hurt yourself in the process of busting through the door, so you lose some stamina. But we don't have the bull amulet, so that's not really something we can do. The door looks quite sturdy, but you could break it down if you were strong enough. There may be some other way of opening it, though. So we'll hold up the skull. Holding up the skull to the door, it begins to glow an unearthly green color. The door also begins glowing, and the wood creaks as the face on the door begins to distort. In a burst of energy, the wood splinters, and you take cover as wood scatters across the room. The skull you are holding then crumbles to dust in your hand. You walk through the entrance and into a small room. In the far corner is a table, and resting on top is another human skull. This one has 4 dots on its head. You have a strong feeling you will be needing this, so stash it into your backpack. I think we already found the door with 4 dots, but I'm going to continue trying to go into the maze, because I'm curious if the fool will give me anything else if I encounter him. Alright, so far, no real luck there. Isn't that funny when you're looking for something, you never find it? Oh, there we go. You enter a small room that has corridors leading off from it in all directions. Probably a small room would be correct. Sitting cross-legged in the middle of the chamber is a strange-looking character dressed as a fool, but in a darker, styled version of a fool's costume. They stare at you, a mask with a permanent grin covering their face. Welcome to the heart of the maze. I am but a simple fool, they introduce themselves simply. You cautiously ask the fool what they are doing here. Mathis is my name. As you can see, to learn more from me, I'll need gold times 3. Now, I've given him 3 gold pieces before, and he's given me, I think, the bare essential of what he's designed to give me. But he wasn't unhappy about it, so let's see if we give him 30 gold pieces, as I have plenty of gold. A wise and valuable choice for me, giggles Mathis, their cold masks frozen in a perpetual grin. Mathis snatches the gold pieces and imparts their knowledge. I hear that the mighty Zagor has a chest of wonders that requires many keys to open. These keys are wily and wander around Firetop Mountain of their own will. I hear that the orcs regularly find them in their disgusting broth. I also hear a troll ate one once. I can only guess where that ended up. Then they pause and lean close to you. Did you find anything interesting in the maze so far? Show Mathis your skull. Fool stares at you from their cold, lifeless mask. Ooh, a skull! We're the best of friends. You want out of the maze, don't you? Well, give me that skull you have there. There is an insidious cackle from behind the mask. You trust Mathis, don't you? Well, trust Mathis. Reaching out to give you your skull to Mathis, they savagely snatch it from your hands. Before you can protest, they have pulled out a paintbrush covered in what appears to be red paint. Laughing with glee, they start painting the skull. Soon they are done and hand the skull back to you. There you go. Now you have a skull. Now your skull has 5 dots on it. Ha 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 ha. See if you can escape now. Sure enough, there are now 5 red dots on the skull. Mathis returns back to their seated position and starts to sing a tune, ignoring you entirely. You decide to press on through the strange and surreal maze-like landscape. Exits lead north and south. So now all we have to do is find the door that has 5 dots on it, and we're good. I noted that 30 gold, although it made him seem to be more happy, actually accomplished nothing different than giving him 3 gold. So that was a waste of gold, but it was worth seeing if there was a difference, because I believe there is a difference with the fool when you meet him in another part of the mountain, or at least another fool. I don't know if it's the same character. All right, so we can go north or south. I'm going to go ahead and go south. You step into a cozy-looking room. In the center is a wooden rectangular table with 3 figures seated around it. There is also a large wooden dresser to your right and a sideboard to your left. At the far end of the room is a large painting that depicts a window, complete with curtains and a green lawn beyond. One of the seated figures appears to be telling a story, and he looks up at you, beckoning you over to sit in a chair. For some strange reason, you feel compulsion to join these characters at the table. You walk over and take a seat. You enter a room with 5 wizards standing around a glowing yellow orb, performing arcane rituals, the storyteller says. There is a small round table with assorted bottles on it, a set of stone steps leading into a sinister darkness, and a large chasm in the far corner. Something deep in the chasm is causing it to glow. What do? I cast a grease spell on the steps, one of the figures shouts enthusiastically. You haven't got any grease spells left. Stop trying to cast grease. Now what will you do? You can examine the table, climb the stairs, investigate the chasm, or leave the room. I'm going to examine the round table. I want to look at the stuff on the round table, one of the figures shouts. The storyteller speaks up again and looks towards you. There are 3 bottles on the round table. There is a tall, thin bottle, a short, round bottle, and a square bottle. Which one do you drink from? I'm going to choose the square bottle because I know that this is good. Unless they change what is good here. Let's try the square bottle, one of the figures says to the storyteller. You pick up the strange square bottle and uncork it. The smell is unpleasant, and against your better judgment, you take a swig. Warmth spreads throughout your body, and you feel revitalized. And we definitely needed that. Well done, exclaims the storyteller. It seems you've discovered the wizard's healing potion. One of the figures sounds quite smug. Ha! See, I told you that we should listen to me. This feels like some strange game they are playing. You conclude that it is unlikely ever to be popular, so you decide to leave before your luck runs out. The only exit leads north. Alright, so that was a good find. And I am curious what else you can do with that particular event. But I think it was important to get the health, so that's what I did. Alright, I don't want to be here. Unfortunately, there's no way to walk away. You have to do one or the other, and I don't want to take damage here, so I'm going to examine the pit. I guess I should read the descriptions, though. You walk into a room, and this other room is a deep pit filled with large wooden spikes. The only way to get across the chasm is to walk around the edges of the pit on either side. The passageway continues on the other side. You get close to the edge of the pit and peer down below. You can see a number of bones and detritus strewn around at the bottom. As you take a step backwards, you think you see something out of the corner of your eye. And we're going to have to test our luck here, which I never really like doing because you actually lose luck when you do it, whether you pass or not. And we barely passed. Okay, you notice something significant. The spikes and objects in the pit seem to shimmer unnaturally. If you move your head fast enough, you can make out some kind of distortion. For a brief moment, the depth of the pit feels like a flat painting. Could this be some form of illusion? Throw a coin into the pit. As the coin is about to drop into the pit, a strange thing happens. It appears to rest in the air just above the spikes. This pit must be an illusion. Attentively walk towards the pit. Putting one foot in front of another, you walk across the pit. To your amazement, your feet seem to rest on an invisible barrier, and you are easily able to reach to the other side. There's nothing else for you in this room. You can either continue to go whence you came. Passageways lead north and south. So we're going to go south here. Find ourselves at a turn. Go west. Find ourselves at another turn. Okay, I'm going to go north just to see if we can connect up the passage, and it appears that I cannot. Let's go west. So this is more than likely ends in a room. Let's go south. Go west. I'm assuming that this is just going to be a T-junction. Let's go north. Okay, so we haven't yet found where we need to go. I'm just going to kind of circle around because obviously we've searched everywhere over here. Keep wandering the maze. No reason to stop at somewhere we've already searched. Alright, so I think I'm fairly certain that this down here to the south is going to be a door. But I think this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.